Well, thank you. So happy to see you.
Thank you.
And we are going to start seated, so find a nice comfortable seat. The easy seat traditionally is the cross-legged posture. Okay?
Sometimes I get cramps with this. Is that normal?
It can be.
When you first start?
Yes, it can be. If this isn't comfortable, if one leg is bothering you, you can do a half. If there's any issues, the legs can be straight out. You can always do the bound angle, feet together. So find what's comfortable for you. We're not going to stay here too long, but we are going to do a little bit of controlled breath work. We're going to start with a little bit of pranayama after we set our intention. So lengthen your spine, soften your shoulders, close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. And just let your breath find its natural flow. And take a moment to scan through your body and notice the places where your body is asking for support. Resisting the urge to try to seek out the reasons that it's asking, but rather just take note. And then go back through the body and notice the places that are saying they can offer that support, the places that feel perhaps stronger, that feel more open, more flexible, more pliable today. And invite the places that are showing you they're good to support the places that could use it as you practice. And then release the body to be what it will be, knowing that as you move your body, you will honor it. You will honor these messages that you've received. And take your attention and drop it down into your heart chakra, right at the center of your being, your anahats. Noticing anything that perhaps repeats and comes up again and again. Pay it attention. Acknowledge it. I hear you. I'm aware of you. And then set it aside, knowing that should you need to, at the end of class, you can pick that thought, that thread back up. Or perhaps by the end, you will find it is no longer of importance. And then from this space of stillness, from this place of quiet, you've settled in now. Set an intention. It's your personal why or your personal hope for your time on your mat. And we're going to release that hope out into the universe, trusting that all will be as it is intended to be, and we'll release it with the breath. So see your intention very clearly. Take a deep breath in as you set it. And then open your mouth and exhale, making the ha sound as you send that intention out into the universe. And let it go. Trusting that all will be. We'll begin tonight. Begin this class. A little brain balancing breath. Alternate nostril breathing. It's also called the Nadi Shodhana breathing.
I remember that.
You remember? Right. It helps to balance the brain, and we are before sunset, so we're going to start with it on the right. So there's a couple of ways to do this. If you're right-handed, you're going to use your thumb and your ring finger. If you're left-handed, you're going to use your thumb and your ring finger also, but you're going to use them in the opposite way. So we start, and you have choices for what you're going to do with your pointer and your middle finger. You can allow them to rest right here against the forehead. And the pinky is intended to just reach out for balance. Kind of looks like I'm an Englishman with a cup of tea. You just let it be out there. If this isn't comfortable, you can let the fingers come into the palm and leave the vision open. Okay. Right, you're going to close your eyes either way as you do this, so it's up to you, either to help to bring in that focus on the brow chakra, the ajna, or just let it rest in here. And so get your placing of your fingers, and what you'll gently do is very gently, just on the edge of your nose, you'll close off just the nostrils as I call out which side we're on.
Okay.
Right, so you're not pressing, it's not a big heart, it's a very light Okay? So we're going to start. Take a deep breath in through both nostrils.
Yeah.
Exhale it out. Now close your left nostril and inhale through your right. Close your right nostril now. Open your left and exhale through the left. This is long, slow, deep breathing. Inhale through the left.
Or inhale to the left. Okay.
Yes. Close it off. Open the right and exhale.
Okay, so inhale through.
Inhale through the right. Close it. Open the left. Exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it. Open the right. Exhale. Inhale through the right. Close it. Open the left. Exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it. Open the right. Exhale. Inhale through the right. Close it. Open the left. Exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it. Open the right. Exhale. I'm going to do 3 more rounds. Inhale through the right. Close it. Open the left. Exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it. Open the right. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale through the right. Closing it. Open the left. Exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it. Open the right. Exhale. Last time. Inhale through the right. Close it. Open the left. Exhale. Inhale through the left. Close it. Open the right. Exhale. Release the nostrils. Inhale through both. Exhale through both. Inhale through both. Exhale through both. One more time. Inhale through both. Exhale through both.
So hard because I have sinus problems.
And you start to notice one might be a little more stuffy or a little less, and it changes. It does change. Okay, so we're starting with our easy seat. We're going to flip right over to our cat-cow. So come onto the hands and knees. Finding that alignment that's comfortable for you. It can be hips right over knees and shoulders over the wrists, or it can be a little different. You want there to be space in the knees. Right, and spread the fingers nice and wide. So we're going to warm up the spine, draw the navel in. We want to stay nice and strong in the core. Draw your shoulders back out of your ears. And as you inhale, lift your hips, take the belly down, draw the shoulders back, reach your chin forward into cow. And as you exhale, bow your head, tuck your chin into your chest, push your hands into your mat, round your spine, let your sit bones come down to your calves, into cat.
Do you when you do that, do you do it through your nose or through the mouth?
Through the nose.
Okay.
Inhale, lift your hips, take the belly down, shoulders draw back, cow. Exhale, bow your head, lift your spine, draw your tailbone down, cat. So really make the effort, inhaling into cow, to connect the movement of the breath in the body. Exhaling into cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cow. One more time. Inhale to cow, so we warm up the spine. Exhale to cat. Come to a nice neutral tabletop, that flat back. Bring your big toes to touch and send your knees nice and wide. Send your hips back to your heels. Sit back on your heels. Walk your hands towards the top of your mat, taking your torso down towards the mat. Bring your forehead down. Press into the fingertips, pushing your hips towards your heels. This is the extended child's pose. So we're active here. We're pressing the hands into the mat, the wrists, the elbows, the armpits, the side bodies are all engaged here. Take 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath. We're going to leave the torso right where it is. What we're going to change are the arms. Gently bend the elbows, bring the forearms down to the mat, and let the shoulders soften. Feel how the shoulders start to release and open up here. And take just a few breaths. Now know that the child's pose is a position that you are welcome to come to at any time when you are practicing. It's a nice place to come to rest. It's a nice place to come to relieve any headache tension headaches. This is a great one. It's actually good to relieve sinus pressure. Take one more breath. And lifting your arms again, press into those fingers. Lift back up onto your hands and knees. Walk your knees back in underneath your hips. We're going to find a down dog here. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Come into the upside down V, downward facing dog. Pedal out your knees, bend and sway. I promise there's not a lot of down dogs in tonight's class, right? Because down dog is considered another resting posture. However, when you are new to yoga, there is nothing restful about downward facing dog.
Yes.
It took me 5 years of practice to find and
God.
understand what it meant. I know, I say that and people are like, oh my God, it doesn't mean it's going to take you that long. Understand that I am very, very stubborn.
Yeah.
I am a very stubborn person. So it doesn't take everybody that long. And we're going to walk our hands to our feet, coming to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Now let your feet be at least as wide as your hips. Place a bend in your knees. Let your belly come right onto your thighs. Grab opposite elbows here. Let your head hang heavy. Keep your eyes open for focus. And gently rock side to side. So this is called the rag doll, right? Because we're kind of hanging like a rag doll here. And we're swaying. We're starting to warm up the back of the body. We're starting to warm up the hips and the shoulders just a little bit. And then finding stillness there, take a breath. Releasing the grip of the elbows, bring your hands onto your shins, and nice and slow, use your hands as you walk up your legs to round and lift yourself up. Do it again. As you come up, roll your shoulders, draw them up, and release them back and down. Yep, do it again.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So we're coming up and just standing into mountain posture. And I'm going to turn just so those at home can see. Right, the feet are hips width distance apart. They're parallel to one another. Lengthen up through the knees. Let the tailbone come down. The belly draws in. We're going to come just a little bit differently in our mountain tonight. We're going to bring the hands together in prayer and let the elbows soften here. So this is called Samastitihi. So mountain Tadasana is when the arms are down beside us. When we come into the Samastitihi, it means we bring the hands in prayer. So we reconnect back into our center. Let your eyes close for a moment and take a breath. Take another breath and reconnect once again, if you will, with your intention. We're going to move gently. As you inhale, take your hands overhead. And as you exhale, sweep them big and wide and come into a forward fold again. Bring your palms to your shins and lift up halfway into a flat back. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Reach those arms out to the side. Big wide sweep. Come all the way up. Let the palms touch overhead. And exhale back to the Samastitihi.
Oh, I think I did it backwards. I didn't get it. Okay.
No worries. Inhale, take the hands overhead. Exhale, sweep it big and wide and swan dive forward. Palms to the shins, lift up halfway. Inhale. Exhale to fold. Reach those arms out to the side. Big inhale, come all the way up. Hands touch overhead. Exhale in prayer. Samastitihi.
Oh, I did it good this time.
Beautiful. We're going to add on a little bit, building a little bit more heat. Inhale, take the hands overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. This prepares our spine. Exhale to fold. Bend your knees. Plant your hands on your mat. Step your right foot way back. So in the low lunge, we are not going to stay here tonight. We're going to bring that right knee down to the mat. You're going to walk your hands up onto your left thigh and lift the torso. Right? And the shoulders are right over the hips and this bent knee. And what we're working here is this hip flexor. So we want to, this is called the Anjani Asana or the low lunge. So you're going to start to lean a little forward, but lean through the hips, not so much the torso, right? We tend to want to go here, right? Keep the shoulders over the hips here. That's going to help us to be mindful of drawing the navel in to support the low back. So if you get to a place and you're starting to feel it in the low back and it doesn't feel comfortable, you've gone too far for the pelvic girdle. So what happens is the pelvic girdle is now out of alignment to support the low back.
Okay.
So just right here. So it shouldn't be excruciating, just enough to feel it. This is the longest we're going to stay tonight. Take one more breath. Exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Lift that back knee, and you're going to step back forward to the top of your mat. And it can be one step. It can be a few hops. And folks, you can reach back and grab that sucker and pull it on up. That works too. Right? And you find that. And come to that halfway lift again. So we come up. That prepares the spine. And then exhale to fold. Step the left foot back. And bring the left knee down onto the mat. Hands come up onto that thigh and lifting up. Now, if you're at home and the challenge is to reach the floor, if you have yoga blocks, grab a hold of them. I apologize for not saying that beforehand. Here in the studio, the yoga blocks are helpful to bring the floor closer to you. So you can always use them up underneath the hands to give you some additional support there so that you're not trying to clamber and get to the floor. Right, so you've got those blocks. Right, and bringing that hip down just a little bit, work with that hip flexor. And take 3 breaths. Take one more breath. Nice. Coming back down, the hands come back down to the floor. Right, and the hands can come inside the foot. They don't have to be on the outside. Tuck those toes, lift that knee. We're going to change it just a tiny bit. From here, you're going to step back into that upside down V, that downward dog, and pedal it out. Wag that tail. Find the stillness. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Nice. Walk your feet to the top of the mat. Take your time. Stroll them up there. Bring them up towards the hands. Bend the knees, belly on the thighs. This protects the low back. Reach those arms out big and wide. Inhale, come all the way up. Palms will touch. Exhale to that Samasthiti. Resettle, close the eyes. Let go of that sun salutation. It was a moment. It was a breath. Inhaling, take the hands overhead. Exhale to fold. Right, a little different this time. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Right, we did this before. Inhale, sweep the hands overhead, palms touch. Exhale to Samasthiti. This time from the standing position, you're going to take the right foot back. And you're going to lift that back heel. Nice, that back heel comes up, bend into the front knee. So this is called the crescent lunge. So it's a little different, right, for the hip flexor. Step back as far as it's comfortable for you. You want the feet on a railroad track. So make sure that you're not trying to come to, right, a balance beat. You want to be nice and wide here. I tell people all the time, look, you paid for this yoga mat, right? Use it, right? Use the home mat, and you're high on that heel, right? And you can keep the hands right here in prayer. Hands on the hips. If you're struggling with balance, I find hands on the hips helps keep me right there, right? And then gently just push into that heel a little bit. So I want you to just feel the hip flexor opening up a little bit more here, reaching through that hamstring. See if you can keep that heel lifted. We have just one more breath. As you inhale, step the right foot to the top of the mat. Mountain, release, take a breath. It's not a perfect, it's a practice. Hands on the hips, left foot steps way back. So you're gonna find that spot that's comfortable. I always have to heel toe my right foot open. Right. High onto the ball mound of that left foot, bending into the right knee. Find the place where you feel secure. And then gently just push that heel towards the mat. Let it stay above the mat. Do you feel that hamstring starting to open up? I feel it on this side of my Achilles heel a bit. Not quite so much this hip flexor. This one's a little happier.
I feel it here,
hip
and I feel
flexor.
it in the back too.
Nice. Take one more breath. Exhale. As you inhale, step the left foot top of the mat. Exhale, mountain. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Turn and face this way. If you're going to stay where you are. If you're in the studio, stay where you are. Turn in this way. Take your hands overhead. Palms are shoulder distance apart. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Bend your knees, sink your hips like you're sitting on a bar stool. I know as soon as I tell people a high bar stool,
I
everybody's
feel like doing pee-pee.
oh, I know what you mean. All right, there we go, right? Or the you know, that cross, right? But you want the shoulders out of the ears, right? This is the chair posture. Your feet can be hips distance apart. You can bring the big toes to touch, right? But you got to find what works for you. And you want to be able to look down and see the big toes just over the knees. So if you can't see, right, if what you look down and see is your knees, shift your booty back a little bit more, lift a little more into the heels. And we're just going to take one breath here. Push into those feet. Inhale, stand all the way up, reach up, make it a little bit of a back bend here. So keep the navel in, shift the hips a little forward, draw the biceps behind the ears, and maybe look up. And inhaling back to mountain. And exhale. Just want to play with chair a little bit. It's going to build a little bit of heat tonight.
Yeah.
It's going to build a little bit of heat through here. You may start to sweat a little bit. It's the only bit of sweating we're going to do tonight.
I got
After
naked.
that, we're going to relax. Right? So once the hands come over the heart, it becomes more of a workout.
Yeah.
Right? It becomes a little bit more cardiovascular. If this is too much, the hands can stay in prayer. They can stay in that samastitihi on the hips or even out in front. So if you still wanted to work the arms a little bit but didn't want so much cardio, you can keep the hands right here on the tabletop. Right? So the choice is yours. Listen to your body, honor how you're feeling. Right? So take your hands where you want them to be. Maybe they're coming overhead as you inhale. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, come into chair. We're going to move with this time, right? Inhale, stand up, open the heart. Exhale, back into chair. Maybe you sink a little lower, right? Inhale, stand up, open the heart. Exhale to chair. Nice, we're going to do two more. Inhale, standing up, open that heart. Exhale to chair. Last time, inhale, stand up, open the heart. Exhale to chair. And every once in a while, I like to challenge you a little bit, so settle in, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, can you go 1 inch lower? Take a deep breath. Can you go another inch? One more big deep breath in. Exhale, find your edge, find your edge. It's the spot where you're like, that's it, I've got no more, I've got no more.
Oh.
Inhale, stand all the way up, open that heart. Exhale to mountain.
I'm proud of you.
I
have
squat.
to stop. Oh.
It's the only thing that reminded me of a squat, so I said, squat, but
Squat.
don't do this.
Yeah.
There you go. Deep breath in, I love it.
I love your shirt too. I'm gonna go do the thing that when you chop. I'm gonna go.
Goodwill.
Go.
Deep breath in.
Okay.
Hands in prayer at the heart, samastiti. Slow breath out. One more deep breath in. Slow breath out. Hands on the hips. You're going to step that right foot back again, but this time bring the heel in, toes out. So we're coming to warrior one. Right, and you're going to bend into that front knee. So it's really a lot of focus on the hip flexors, a lot of focus on the hamstrings right now. Shoulders are over the hips. Right. Maybe your chest is turned forward, maybe you're a little sideways. It doesn't matter. Right now it doesn't matter. You're going to find what works for you. Right, and where you're comfortable. Bring the hands in prayer. And then inhale, take them up overhead. Palms can stay together to build a little more heat, right? And you can bring them apart to have a little less heat. So we keep the hands in prayer to keep the heat in and in our center line, or you open them up if you're a little too heated. So it's up to you. What are you looking for? We're going to take one more breath. Exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Inhale, step forward into mountain. And exhale. Right? Release it, shake it out, let it go. Hands on the hips, step the left foot back. Heels in, toes out, back foot's at about a 45-degree angle. Again, we want these feet on railroad tracks. So we want to have a nice wide stance here. So you can press into the pinky toe side of that extended leg and bend into this front knee.
I'm looking at Charlie Horse, I feel it.
You feel like Charlie Horse coming?
No, I'll be okay. I'll know when to stop.
Bring your toes a little more forward. Toes, not the foot. Your left toes, bring them more to the top of the mat. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll help take some of it out. Yep. Right. And then the hands at the heart, the Samasthitihi. Inhale, take them up. So your choice. I want to let some of the heat out or I want to keep it in. If you're choosing to keep the heat in, you want to be mindful of the shoulders releasing out of the ears. Take one more breath. Hands to the hips as you exhale. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, Tadasana. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. One more deep breath in. Slow breath out. Right, y'all gonna stay right where you are. We have one balancing posture tonight, and happens to be my favorite, tree. Okay. I want you to use your blocks.
Okay.
So grab your block. You're gonna stand on your block. So bring your block. Bring one. You're kind of going to stand on it. I'm not going to have you do the full foot, but I want you to have it because you're going to put your balancing foot on your block. So one of the places for tree, right? And we practiced this last week.
What's the other
Right,
block?
we started
Somebody
with.
took it.
You only need one.
Okay.
Right, you're going to shift the weight into your left leg, lengthening that leg, really feeling firm. Bend the right knee just by lifting that right heel off the floor, so you're high to the toes. Hands on the hips will help stabilize. It's also going to let you feel if you dropped into that hip, right? You can kind of feel, did my hips get a little cattywampus? You want them nice and square, right? We want the pelvic bowl stable to protect the back.
Okay.
Right? Take that right knee and open it out to the side. And right now we're going to start at the very beginning. Just slide the instep of that foot right up against the ankle of the opposite leg. So we're right here. This is our beginning posture. Right? Lengthening up. Remember, if you're near a wall, you can use the wall. Right? She's like, no, I just want to go higher. Okay.
I practiced at home. I was like, I can do this.
Right? I love it. Right? The hands in the Samasthitihi, and then the branches grow up. Right? A wobble is natural. Right? It's part of it. Appreciate it. Enjoy it. Life is wobbly. As you exhale, the hands come back to Samasthitihi. Place that foot down. Resist the urge to wiggle. I know, we want to wiggle. And that wiggle is just the body's way of saying, I want to go to the other side. I need the balance. So take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. And I'm going to mess you up because we're not going to go to the other side. I want you to have your block. You're going to use your block this time. Right? We're going to stay on the same side. So you're going to balance on the left again. Right? You're going to bring this right foot forward. This time, you're going to place that right foot on top of the block. So you're going to place it right on the block, right? And then spin the heel out. Right, so just get that feeling there, finding that balance, finding the hips. Right. Now, the option is you can stay right there. So if you're challenged with the balance, use the block to support you. If you're like, I got this and I'm feeling pretty good, all I want you to do is just lift the toes off the block. Change it, right? It's going to change it. You got to zip up that quad a little bit more. You got to zip up that core. You really have to press down to lift up. Notice where you're looking, right? The eyes, the drishti, where your eyes go, your body will follow. So we want to stay lifted. So if you look down, your body's going to follow that, right? So you want to have this at least out at the horizon. And appreciate the wobble. And then place it down. Now you can wiggle it out. Right? It changes it. It changes it.
You know what? If focusing the cross that you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try to focus on look at something that's not moving. I know some people are like, don't watch the teacher because half the time I wobble out too. If you're watching me, you're going. Right, now we're going to shift it. Balancing on the right. We're going to start at the beginning. Right. Okay. Lift the left heel high to the toes. Let the left knee open up. Slide that foot right up against the instep. Hands on the hips to check the pelvic bowl. Maybe in the Samasthitihi, maybe the branches. And really feel this sense of grounding down through the feet. This lift, this energetic lift up through the heart, up through the head, and this release. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands back in Samasthitihi. And release that left foot down. Resist the wiggle. Right. And so you know. Right, this time, maybe with the block, maybe not. Maybe you just go to the next level, right, without the block. Hands on the hips will keep you stabilized, right? Heel, toes out, maybe just a little lift. Right, now if if you bring the foot onto the leg, right, the first thing that happens is we tend to press a little more into that standing leg. So you really want to push into that heel to lift up. Maybe the branches will go. Okay, some days I am just, right? That's it. Some days I'm just the trunk. Other days I'm blowing in the wind. Right. Take one more breath wherever you are. Exhale and release it. And now we are going to wiggle it out. Right, so pedal it out, wiggle it out, roll through the feet a little bit.
Oh, I love it. I'm feeling it, but I got a pee-pee. So,
Well, you've either got 27 more minutes or go and come back.
come
Okay, we're going
back.
to keep going. All right. So a little dinacharya. We've done the dinacharya for the wrist. We're going to do it now for the ankles. So it's a little, it's a whole body sequence, right? So we're adding on a little bit. But for the feet and the ankles, I think it's really nice. Hands on the hips are an absolute for this one. You're going to take your right foot and just step it back just enough so you can bring your toenails onto the mat. So not a big, you see I'm not a big wide step. I come just a little bit behind my left, right? And you're going to rotate that foot around. So as you rotate, you come onto the ball mounds of the foot, and then you come back to the toenails. So it's just this rotation. So it gets into the toes, it gets into the ankle, it gets into the knee, and it even gets into the hip a little bit. Right, but it's a nice release after we've done some balancing postures. And rotate counterclockwise, and just like the hands, yep, I got to stop and think about it. There's eye rolling going on in the studio, folks, just so you know. It's all right. There was some eye rolling going on when I taught this the other night, too, in a different class, right? And then stand, and we're going to change sides, right? So that right foot is forward, the left foot comes back just a little. Bring the toenails onto the mat.
Okay, so
And you're going to rotate that around onto the ball mound of the foot and back onto the toes. Okay, so toes, the ankle, the knee, and the hip. We're just getting a little bit of encouragement to open up and release.
Oh my God, I got a Charlie horse foot.
And then change directions, rotate in the other direction. And it's so weird, I'm a righty, but I can do this one better on the left.
I could do it on the right. Let me see.
I'm a little cattywampus. Right, and then find the standing posture, come back into mountain. Right, pressing down through the feet, a nice deep breath in. And a slow breath out. Another deep breath in. Slow. One more inhale, standing in mountain, standing with purpose, on purpose. Exhale to let all of your standing and all of your balancing postures go. They were what they were intended to be. It is a beautiful practice. As you inhale, take your hands overhead, lace your fingers together, release that index finger and thumb. Step the feet out wider than the hips. So nice wide stance here. And we're going to tick-tock. You're going to take your hands to one direction, bump your hips to the other. So just a little side to side. Right? Sometimes we keep the feet underneath us. Sometimes we go a little wider. I want you to really focus on your hips and letting them bump side to side to just kind of release that IT band a little bit. So it's really this nice side leg focus here as you push into the pinky toe side, right, and gets that nice IT band just opening up. Go for 3, for 2, and now find a nice tall stance. Inhale, big deep breath in. Exhale, hands at the Samasthiti. Put a slight bend in your knees. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold forward halfway. Now, if you've got blocks, grab your block. Just grab one block, bring it out in front, and you're going to stand it up nice and tall. You're going to stand it all the way up nice and tall. There you go. Take your hands to your block. So let that block stabilize you. Keep the left hand on the block. Get it nice and stable. Slight bend in those knees. As you inhale, lift your right hand up. So you're reaching that right hand up towards the sky. The shoulder draws back. Take a deep breath. And as you exhale, bring the right hand down to the block. So we're going to windmill this. Inhale, take the left hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, bring the right hand up, right? Just finding a little revolving here. Exhale, bring it down. So the spine's getting a little release. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. One more time on each side. Inhale, reach that right arm up. Exhale, bring it down. Last side. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, bring it down. Bring the hands onto the hips. And as you inhale, stand up with the breath. And exhale, release. heel toe those feet back in underneath you. You can move your blocks off to the side. And nothing fancy about this. We're not going fancy here. You're going to come down onto your hands and knees again. So come back down onto the hands and knees. A little cat-cow to just clear it out, right? We've already been here. We're going to add the feet just a little bit. So tuck the toes this time. Right, we're going to start at the feet. Right, pressing into the ball mound of the feet. So really kind of activate. Feel the heels reaching back. As you inhale, lift your hips. Take the belly down. Lift the head cap. As you exhale, tuck your chin into your chest. Lift your spine. Flatten out your feet. Press the shoelace sides of your feet into the mat. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Reach your shoulders back. Chin forward, cow. Head bows. Spine lifts. Shoelace sides of the feet. Come onto the mat. One more time, tuck those toes. Come into your cow, full breath. Exhale into your cat, finishing the tops of the feet on the mat. Come back into that nice neutral position. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Now reach the fingertips out 90 degrees, spreading them in opposite directions, and gently rock side to side. So a little deeper on the wrists here. Again, the hips and knees, shoulders, elbows are all getting a little bit of work. Right? And then some circles. Clockwise a few times, counterclockwise a few times. And then finding the stillness. Take your left fingertips and bring them back towards the top of your mat, but continue spinning your right hand so the fingertips go back towards the knees. Only thing we're going to do, and I always check my toes on this because I know where it's going. I know what's coming and it helps me to stabilize. You're going to lean back and you're going to get to a point where your carpal tunnel and the wrists say, that's it. Right? This is a huge release of tension here. Be able to breathe. Try to unclench your teeth. Take one more breath. That's it. Come back to neutral. So lean back forward. Pick up that right hand. Shake it out. Sweet Jesus. Place it down. Fingertips to the top of the mat. Take that left hand, spin it all the way around, fingers towards the knees, and lean back. And you're going to find one side you may be able to lean a little more than another. Find the breath. This is my happy side.
This too, my happy side too.
Come back to neutral where it's safe. Lift that hand, shake it out. Untuck those toes, sit back on your heels and your shins. Now the Dinacharya of the wrists. Lace those fingers together, forearms and elbows come together, rotate it around. Just because that feels so good after that. Change directions. Release it, a little jazz hands, a little scarecrow. Oh, bring them forward, roll them around, spread them wide, lift them up. Big deep breath, inhale, stretch, 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 stretch. Exhale, place them down gently. Roll the shoulders, draw them up, back and down. Couple shoulder rolls, up, back and down. A few, bring them up and forward. Right, maybe you do them in opposite directions. You know, just get a little movement in there, encouraging the shoulders to release. And then as you inhale, scrunch them both up into the ears. Exhale, release them down. And do just a little bit of the neck. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your chin into your chest. We're going to move it. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, reach the head back. Not too much, just the bridge of the nose comes to the ceiling. And inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, chin to the chest. Right, so moving with the breath. Inhale to the right. Exhale back. Inhale left. Exhale, chin to chest. One more time in this direction. Right, back, left, center. We're going to change it up. Inhale left. Exhale back. Inhale right. Exhale center. Right, let the shoulders stay soft. Keep going. Go with the breath. Nice and slow and steady. Just releasing that tension. One more time, all the way around. Finishing with the chin into the chest, lengthen up through the spine, take a deep breath in. Slow exhale. With the inhale, lift the head, bring the chin parallel to the earth. And exhale. Send those feet out from underneath you, legs nice and straight, straight out in front. If they're not already there, take a moment, wiggle the toes. Yes, we're always going to wiggle the toes. I don't care what class I'm teaching. We're wiggling the toes. Point and flex the feet. Roll the ankles around. So really important to get the synovial juices down into those toes and into those feet. We spent some time on them. Right, pedal out the knees a little bit. Rub through the tops of the legs a little bit. Just really encouraging the oxygenated blood to get into the legs. We've used them tonight. Right, now we're going to give them just a little bit of love, a little bit of tenderness. So lengthening through the feet. Sitting up nice and tall, the shoulders sit over the hips. Take your hands back behind you, fingertips away from you. Press into those hands. Lengthen through the elbows. Lift the chest. Press out through the feet. Take the gaze up. Take 3 breaths right here. Notice your low back. If it's uncomfortable, draw the belly in. So that sets that pelvic bowl. Soften your brow. Yoga, the postures. The breath work is intended to take the wrinkles out, not add them in. Take one more breath. Nice. Bringing that chin back into the chest, walking the hands forward. Inhale, take them up overhead. And as you exhale, hinge at the waist, folding forward. It's our seated forward fold. Maybe you grab the toes, maybe the feet, maybe the ankles, maybe the legs. Doesn't matter. Right? Lifting up, inhale, lift your heart, feel the sit bones press. And then as you exhale, fold, let the back round, draw the chin into the chest. You're going to find the spot that works for you. Soften the shoulders out of the ears. Keep the feet active. This keeps that pelvic bowl set, but it also lengthens out and releases tension through the hamstrings. And let your eyes close for 3 more long, slow, deep breaths. When we fold forward, it releases tension in the back, but it also takes us away from the outside world and allows us to go inward and get still and quiet for 1 more breath. Navel into the spine, protects the back. Walk the hands up the legs, just like we do when we're standing. Roll the shoulders up, let the shoulders lift the head, and exhale. Leaning back again, just a little bit. Bend your knees, bring your soles of your feet together. And let those knees butterfly open. You're going to check in with your hips. Some of us are going to stay leaning back. Some of us are going to keep the heels a little farther away from the body. Some of us are going to start to walk the body and lift it up. Some of us are going to find that the heels can get nice and close. Right? I personally like the hands back behind me because when I press into there, it helps the IT band and the psoas and all the tendons in the knees to just open and release a little bit more for that deeper release of tension. Take 2 breaths here. I'm going to offer you one more option. It is an option. It's your choice. You don't have to go there. Perhaps you walk the hands forward and you bow forward once again. One more option. Right? Hadn't thought of it until just this moment. You can take those elbows and anchor them into the knees and gently press. It's not a forcing, but it's a gentle. When I do that, I let my feet fall open. So I let that kind of just allow the psoas to just release there. So wherever you want to be there for 3 more breaths. One more breath. And inhale to lift up, coming back to center. Hands back behind you if they're not there, just to lean back. Bring those knees, lift them. Feet out as wide as the mat, and gently windshield wiper these knees side to side. Next time the knees go to the right, let them stay there. Take the left knee behind the instep of the right foot, and then walk yourself to sit up. So an easy twist here, nice, easy seated, easy twist. So you're going to take your left hand to your right knee, and your right hand's back behind your right butt cheek. And you're going to press down into your right hand so that you have some length here. We want to create some space, and just gently rotate around. Relaxing the shoulders out of the ears. Take one more breath. Nice. As you inhale, coming back to center, lean back. It protects everything. Lift those knees, send them over the opposite direction. Let that right knee come right behind the left instep. Left hand comes right behind the left buttock. Right hand comes to the left knee. and gently rotate around. You can look over the shoulder if it's okay for the neck. If not, you can look out forward or off to the side. Take one more breath. Inhaling back through center, lean back, windshield wiper one more time, side to side. Right, make sure you have enough room behind you. Right, and I love to do this. This gives me that little crab walk. Right, I just crab walk the booty forward because I know I need some space to lean back. Right, hands back behind the knees, roll the shoulders back, come high to the toes, draw the belly in, and rock yourself back. Nice. So the knees come in towards the chest, grabbing behind the thighs. The choice is yours to let the knees and thighs be squeezed close together, or you can allow those knees to open up. Right, so the knees, the thighs can fall off the sides of the body here. The feet are soft, so they're just kind of doing their own thing, dangling. Right, a variation on the wind removing posture here. Take 2 breaths. Take one more breath. Keep your right knee in, send your left leg out onto the mat. Now, any low back issues, and I recommend that you bring the left foot flat, let that knee bend, just for a little additional support here. Otherwise, gently draw that right thigh down. Now you're going to take your left hand and grab your right leg in your left hand, reach your right arm out beside you. If the knee is bent, extend it out now. Take a deep breath. We're going to rotate one last time. As you exhale, take your right leg across your body, roll to the left, but keep your right shoulder down on the mat. So the right buttock is going to lift, but the right shoulder stays down. Just getting a nice little sciatica nerve stretch here, just releasing out last little bits of tension. One more breath. As you inhale, come back onto your back to neutral. And as you exhale, send that right leg straight up. Sole of the foot to the ceiling, point and flex that foot, roll it around. A nice big deep breath in, flex out through the heel. And slowly, slowly, as you exhale, release that leg straight out onto the mat. The heel comes down. As you inhale, bring your left knee up and in, grabbing the back of the thigh. Take that thigh right off the belly, so let that hip open up. Let the foot relax. Right, again, support the low back if you need to by bringing that right knee to bend. Extend that right leg out. Change out your grip now. Grab that left leg in the right hand. Left arm out beside you. That helps to keep your shoulder and your rotator cuff open and anchored. Deep breath. And exhale. Take that thigh right across the belly to the right. You might find that your left foot's dangling in space there, and that's okay. If it's more comfortable, you can let it rest on the inside of your left thigh, your right thigh. You can get your left foot to your left thigh. Please show me. Wendy, I know you were thinking that.
I was. Yeah,
See?
okay, I'm not a pretzel.
She was like, you promised me no toes up the nose.
Good thing the black's not right here.
There you go. Take one more breath. As you inhale, come back to neutral onto the back. As you exhale, send that leg straight up, roll that foot around, wiggle those toes. See, I've got to know you pretty well already. Like I knew. Wendy's like, yeah, you show me your left foot on your left thigh, woman. Right, a nice big deep breath in. And as you exhale, release that leg out. Right, point those toes, reach your arms overhead, find a full body stretch. Take a deep breath in and stretch, 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 stretch. Exhale to soften. One more time, big deep breath in, stretch, 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 stretch. Exhale to soften. Release your arms down beside you, but away from the body so that there's some space. Take your right foot and just slide it over to the right corner of your mat. And your left foot comes over to the left corner of your mat. I'm going to turn off the lights for the ladies in the studio so that they're not glaring in their eyes.
Oh, got a little dizzy there.
Okay.
When I got up too quick.
You got up too quick, and I bet you came up while you were holding your breath.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
So right where you are, take a deep breath in. And a slow breath out.
Oh, I thought she got up, so that's why I got.
We're in Shavasana. We're reclined. Right. And the final relaxation posture, right, where we let go. Where now the body has no more work to do. We make time and space for releasing, for letting go. And we find a breath in and a breath out. Let the eyes close. Let the shoulders soften down towards the earth and towards the hips. Let the belly drop heavy. Perhaps the knees will have a slight bend as the feet, the toes drop open. And there's nothing for you to do. And there's nowhere for you to be. Simply here, now, still, resting. Allowing vibration of the crystal bowls to heal you on a deep cellular level. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Allow your breath to gently begin to reawaken your body as you move your eyes, your tongue, mouth, your jaw. Swallow, gently rock your head side to side. Wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, wiggle those toes, roll the ankles, gently bend the knees. Find another full body stretch to reawaken. And then come to lie on the right side of your body this evening. Come to lie over on the right side, bringing your knees towards your chest and your chin in just a bit. Find the beetle posture here for a moment on the yang side of the body, the giving side of the body. Come back to your intention. Remember it. Just take a moment to tap back into your why. With eyes closed, gently press yourself and bring yourself back up to a seated posture. Finding any comfortable seat as you lengthen and lift the spine. Let the eyes stay closed. Doesn't matter where you're facing within the space. You're in safe space. As you lengthen and lift, the hands come in prayer at the heart. The Samastitihi. Let them rest right against the thumbs. Rest right against your heart. A gentle bow of the head. As first you offer gratitude to yourself for taking time to come to your mat. Reaching that gratitude out to those who support you on your path. Out to those who consider your teachers. And then reaching it out to Source, to Creator. I wish for you peace. I hope for you joy. I offer you my gratitude, and I send out to you my undying and infinite love. The light in me honors the beautiful light in each and every one of you. Namaste.
Namaste, Manaskara. But that was so good that I only did it at the end.
I do, don't I?